This part of Ohio is southwestern Ohio, and it's in between the metro area of Cincinnati and Dayton. So there's a lot of rural and suburban areas, depending on what part of the county you're in.
Factories have been closing down left and right, so I've seen a lot of forced retirements, a lot of forced layoffs. Once some people get through the layoffs, sometimes they are able to come back. A lot of times they weren't.
I've had the door slammed in my face. I've had people say very rude things about Obama and ask if I voted for him. And some people would say, hey, you're not going to lie to me, go ahead and put your sign in the yard. And other people would say, get out of here because you're a Democrat.
I love Don Trump. A lot of people don't. And I think it's not his personality. He's a man that has given his life for his country, if you think about it. And that's why I love him. But the biggest challenge is getting that sort of a message across of who he really is.
In my opinion, if you voted for Trump, then you're taking on all of the things that he and his supporters are for, and I think you're racist, and I don't want to be involved in that.
Sometimes to speak to an atheist or a person that's not conservative, have the same beliefs as me, a person of a different color, it's sometimes I want to talk to them, but I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. Right now, I kind of feel afraid to open my mouth.
I'm afraid that if this vitriol and this animosity continues to grow, it might give certain groups a blanket check to touch upon violence.
There are nice people who do nice things, and I don't know how we get back to that.
What you just saw were excerpts from interviews done prior to a 3-day gathering of 7 Republicans and 8 Democrats in the small Rust Belt town of Lebanon, Ohio. Their comments revealed their anxieties and concerns about their coming meeting with folks who voted differently from them. After 2.5 days of skillfully guided and very dynamic exchanges, a group statement was read by David Blankenhorn, one of the leaders of the gathering, that summarized what had taken place.
We are 15 residents of Southwest Ohio. Politically, 7 of us are conservative in our philosophy, typically voting for Republican over Democratic candidates and supportive of President Donald Trump and his administration, while 8 of us are liberal in our philosophy, typically voting for Democratic over Republican candidates and critical of President Trump and his administration. A number of us on both sides began our meeting believing that the other side could not be dealt with on the basis of rational thought. We say unanimously that our experience of talking with, rather than simply at or about each other, caused us to abandon that belief.
After the meeting was over, this is what the participants had to say about what they experienced.
The way this weekend affected me is I showed emotions I kept hidden for a long time. This is the first time I've cried in a couple years, actually. So it brought some emotions out of me that I was afraid to show.
I did end up liking them as people, and even the one that came in and was saying he's arch conservative and Trump is his guy. We joked, and it was a genuine laugh that we had with each other. And so I think talking really is not underrated.
If more people had this experience, I think maybe our country could come back together and pull together as one and learn to share and understand it's okay to have opposing ideas. It's okay to be different. We are still human. We still love one another.
It smashes a lot of the stereotype of what one group or another group is supposed to be.
And I have permission to call him my Muslim friend, okay? Because we are our friend. So anyway, we're going to lay the groundwork, he and I, and we're going to lay the groundwork. And one thing that we're going to do, representing what we just came from, is he's going to attend a church with me, a Christian church. And I'm going to go visit a mosque with him. And we're going to see what each other are doing.
Nice, nice.
We talked to people this weekend. I was very, very impressed with the dynamics of that. And if you did 20,000 of these across the nation, you would change the world. I truly believe that because people are talking to people.
America has been around for a couple hundred years or so, even more, and these challenges at some form always existed, and American people have always been able to solve these problems. And I mean, this is not, we are going into an uncharted territory. This is not our first presidential election. This is not our first controversial campaign.
This thing should go on and on and on. This what we just did this weekend should not stop. This should go on to the next county, to the next state, to the city, and back out into the country and down every highway. One of my jobs was in the bingo locker room, and I heard pregame speech after pregame speech from several coaches and all and everything. And I just sitting there thinking, I'm listening to our discussion, and I said, it's the first time I've been in a locker room where the coach was standing up there saying, now let's get out there and tie.
Sharing the publishing with Greg, I've written a song. And I'm not going to sing it to you now, I'm going to give you the lyrics. And tonight I'll sing it for all of you when I've got the tune down. When it's appropriate for me to just, well, maybe I'll just sing it a cappella with whatever comes to my mind. This might be the greatest challenge you have ever met. This might be the hardest thing that you have tried yet. You told me that you will not lose because you'd rather die. So take that ball, show no mercy, go out there and tie.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. So deep in my heart, oh deep in my heart, I still do believe that we shall overcome someday. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me.
Peter, y'all.